In this lesson, we'll add our structural pattern to our basic roof form. So now that we've created our basic structure for our curtain panel system here with our struts and our frame and also our glass, I like to load it into the project and kind of test out the structure to make sure it works with the form that I have in place. And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, then we've got some work to do and some adjustments to make. So I'm going to go ahead and load this in, and I'm going to select my mesh, go to the drop down, and let's see if this works for us. And we'll know immediately if it works because the form will be in place. But if it doesn't work, Revit will give us a warning message. And we've got a warning message. So immediately I know what we need to do at this point. It's just letting me know that it can't make that rectangle. So we're going to have to make some adjustments to a couple of dimensions. One, possibly our strut thickness, and two, the placement or how we placed our glass panels within our system here. So I'm going to Control Z out of here really quick and get back to my basic mesh, but then I'm going to Control Tab and go back to my form. So let's make some adjustments to our form here. So we can go ahead and get started with the easiest one here. We'll start with our form here, and I'm going to highlight that form and get rid of it, and we'll get rid of everything on there. And we'll go ahead and get rid of these guys as well. So I'm going to get rid of that element, get rid of this element, and this element. So I'm going to try to create my struts first, but I'm going to reduce that dimension. We'll reduce it to about 3 inches. Originally we had it with a 5-inch radius, so we'll switch that to 3. So again, we'll do what we did before. I'm sure we have a good understanding of how this works now. We've done it quite a bit, so we'll go ahead and place the point. We'll set, we'll create our circle, making sure we snap on that center point up. Looks like we need to make sure we get a model here. Reference model line. Actually, we need to set that line, so we'll go Set, Select, draw my circle, 3 inches, hit Enter. We'll come do the same thing here. We'll set a point, we'll set a plane, we'll draw a form, snap it in place, 3 inches for the radius. Got a couple more to go here. Place, we'll go ahead and set that as well. Get my circle, make sure it snaps, draw it in place, 3 inches, enter, and I'm going to finish out this last one before I start filling in the forms here. So again, we'll place our point, we'll set, we'll go ahead and draw a circle on that point, 3 inches, and now we'll start forming everything out here. We'll do this one at a time. So I'll select my form and my line, create. Line, form, create, line, form, once I get it here, create, and same thing on this side, line, form, create. So now we can come to the top here and do the same thing. We'll go ahead and do our panels first this time. So I'm going to select all these here. We'll create a form, create our thin sheet. We'll apply a material to this. I click OK here, and I'm also going to set a point to create our form for our framing that's actually going to house this in. And again, we're going to go with that same 3-inch dimension. So we're going to be consistent. And maybe these adjustments will actually allow our structure to be accepted by that form we've created. So this time I'm going to set there. We'll draw another circle, and we'll do 3 inches here as well. 3 inches, enter. And this time I'm going to select all my reference lines. Once I get them, they're a little hard to highlight. I'll just rotate around, you get a better view. You'll be able to locate those guys. And our form, and create form. So now we have made adjustments to our radius on both the struts and the frame for the glass, and we've also adjusted the placement of our glass. So we'll see if this will work for us. So I'm going to load this into project. I'm going to overwrite my existing version. I'm going to select, and this time I'm going to go to my drop down. Let's see if this will work for us. So again, we'll know immediately if the structure's in place, and if not, we'll get a warning message. And voila, we've got our structure in place as well as our panel system and our glass. So I know that my glass is in place when I kind of move around here, and you can see a small tint to my glass. Later on, when we're, if you wanted to, we can make some adjustments to the tint of this glass, but I'm pretty happy with this. I know it's there. That's the main thing. And I know there is a small tint to it. And my structure's intact and in place. So this is a really quick, efficient, easy way to create study models for complex forms using the conceptual massing environment, and also creating families for patterns. So in the next lesson, we're going to drop this into an actual project, and we're going to finish out this structure. We're going to add some columns to actually set this thing on the ground, and maybe add a little bit of entourage to bring this to life. So I'll see you in the next lesson.